We are streaming now. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to start recording here in a second. Vibe to some... I should make a slideshow, actually. That'd be a... that'd be a cool thing to do. Sick art, by the way. Let me start the recording. Hello, everyone. That one, Andrew here, and welcome to another video where we're going to talk about Persona. I think I'll title this as the Midnight Channel podcast, but really this is just kind of like a review and thoughts. A couple things. First, you hear music playing. This is Persona 3 instrumental music, so it'll go through a couple of things. Depends on how long this conversation will last. And then this wallpaper, this is actually a Steam wallpaper that you are seeing right now. It is by users TZC005 and Ballistic8. Those are the two users on Reddit, at least, that I found this wallpaper, and I was like, wow, I like the color contrast of it. I like the characters that are in there. It's just it's a very good piece of art. So, as you can tell by the title, this is thoughts about Persona Live in LA. I don't actually remember what it's called. Persona Awakenings. I believe that's what it's called, was Awakenings. So I went to the concert. I went Saturday, and I actually just got back like a couple hours ago. Like many other people, my flight was delayed because of this storm of the century, which I missed. Let's turn the music down just a little bit. It's supposed to be background music, not blasting your music. Excuse me. Went to the concert. Did a couple other things while I was there. Went to Universal. That was fun. Actually went to the Rams Stadium. That was cool. But the main reason we went was for Persona Live. Now, as many of you know, and if you don't know, you can actually just look at my videos and see some of my first videos on this channel were Persona videos. There's videos of me entering the dancing competition. There's me unboxing different Persona collectors editions and things like that. And I've been a fan of Persona for over 10 years now, which on the one hand, Persona is 30 years old. So it's like, well, haven't been a fan that long. On the other hand, I'm not even 30. So I would say it's been 14 years now. My God, how old am I getting? Historically, or not historically, famously, Persona 4 Golden on the Vita was my entry point, and ever since then, been in love with it. So 12, 13 years, something like that, I've been a fan of the series. About half the series life, things like that. And this is important context for talking about Persona Awakenings Live in LA 2026. Because a part of that fandom is I have always watch the live performances. If you go through some of my collection videos, you'll see that I think it's up to 2019. I don't have any after 2019. I know they did some in like 2022 and I think 2024. But I have DVDs and Blu-rays and soundtracks of every single live performance I could find of Persona. This isn't something that I'm like, oh, I've heard of this. No, this is something I'm passionate about. And I've been interested in since I first learned about it. Some of my personal favorites are 2013. 2016 was also a fantastic live performance. Oh my gosh, Windows. I'm not going to upgrade to 11. Go away. But yeah, that's I've been a fan of forever. So when it was announced that they were finally coming to America, I was very excited. I was like, oh, it's finally happening. I've waited 10 years for this. This is awesome. Go to the concert on Saturday, right away walk in, and people are excited. People are in cosplay, which I always find interesting. I was not in cosplay. I actually wore something very similar to this. But going to a concert and people are in cosplay, I guess it kind of makes a little sense. Now, I've been to like the Zelda performances and the Nintendo performances. Oh, there's a rave going on back there. And I've been to many of the Final Fantasy orchestras and live events and things like that. My gosh, Alexa, Please turn the side light off. No? I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do this manual. I'm gonna do this manually. Thing's going ballistic for no reason. All right, so going back to it, I've been to many live performances, live concerts that have to do with video games or anime or pop culture, something like that. I've been to like Harry Potter things too because my wife wanted to go to those and things like that. And there's usually some people that are dressed up in cosplay and things to that tune. But this one specifically, and maybe it was just the 8 o'clock show. Again, I went to the 8 o'clock on Saturday. But there were so many people dressed up, it made me feel a little uncomfortable. Like, it's not an exaggeration saying 60 to 70% of the people there were in some sort of cosplay. Which I don't want to be like, don't do that. You can do what you want. I'm saying it from my perspective. Already I was like, oh, I feel out of place. I felt like I was just going to go to this concert thing, and instead it's like a mini Comic Con type thing going on there. So that's the first thing. And then we get into the Dolby Theater, which is a historic theater and it's nice and all that stuff. And they have this big display that you can take a photo at, but they only have one of them from what I saw. And there's a huge line for it. I was like, I'm not going to wait for that. And then people had glow sticks, but I couldn't find where people found the glow sticks. And then there's just this random dude with a box of them, but he didn't say how much they were or anything like that. So a couple other things were like, this is just very weird. It feels very thrown together. It does not feel like there was a lot of thought put into this. Like I'm talking like the glow sticks, it was a cardboard box. And the dude was just standing at the stairs saying, get your glow sticks. Or whatever they're called. No booth, no price, no sign, nothing like that. And again, just one giant display to take a photo at. And then they had off to the side like Persona 5, I think Persona 3 and then Persona 5X, just these smaller banners that had QR codes. I'm assuming to buy the game or something like that. But that's all I saw from it. And I was like, this is strange and weird. Because, and also the merch was outside, but it was downstairs. And the line for it was massive, which that's not too surprising, but it was weird that the merch was outside and not actually inside the venue. Again, every other type of thing that I've been to, the one I can relate it most to is like the Final Fantasy orchestras that I go to. You go into the thing, and then the stuff's inside. It's not outside of it. So people were getting confused, like, which line do we go to? Because there's like, there is a line on the second floor that were up to the first floor, but then there's a second line by the first floor. But one was for the merch line, and there was no signage at all saying which way to go where. And again, just felt like it was all thrown together. But we get in, finally get our seats. We're sitting down. I'm not sure there's a bad seat in that venue. Again, the Dolby Theater, pretty nice. And we were looking at it, and I didn't know this because I hadn't watched 2024's performance, but it's set up very similar to, or maybe it was 2025. Whatever their last performance was in Tokyo is almost to a T, the exact same set and the exact same design. So if you want to know what it looks like, some people have also recorded it and posted it on YouTube. So if you're curious on what the performance looked like, go ahead and check it out there. But looking at it, I was like, okay, this is interesting. It's not unheard of. Again, I'm an OG fan, so I'm thinking 2013, 2017, 2019. That's kind of what I'm expecting with this. And I already knew that the only songs that they're going to play were Persona 5 and Persona 3 songs. I knew that from when they announced it. Yes, I was disappointed, but I understand why they did that, and I was already mentally ready for that. So everyone's sitting there. By the way, I just want to throw this out real quick. The whole like, oh, it smelled thing, knock it off. It didn't smell at all. I've been to Comic Cons, actually smell. Everyone was super nice. Everyone seemed hygienic. everyone was just having a really good time. People had the plushies. This guy I was sitting by had a Nintendo DS out. No one was making fun of anyone. No one was like being mean or harassing or giving weird looks. It seemed like everyone was there for a good time, and I really appreciated that because I know this Persona fandom sometimes legitimately, but other times kind of hyperbolically gets this label of like, oh, Persona fans are the worst. But everyone that was there seemed to be like really nice and really like just into it. I was a little not into it. I was kind of taken aback by how much other people were into it. But that's just kind of my personality, is that I'm not one to like get super into something unless I have alcohol or unless I'm like comfortable and I know what's gonna happen. I didn't know the cosplay threw me off right away. But anyways, going back to it. So the concert starts, and it starts with Persona 5 music, and I think I've made this clear on the channel before, but maybe I haven't. I am not a big Persona 5 fan. Like, I like it. I've beaten it. I have the collectibles for it. It is probably my least favorite Persona game, and that's including the spin-offs. Now, I would rank Persona 5 above Persona 1, Persona Q2, Persona 5 and 3 dancing, and that's Persona 5. I like the arena games better. I like Q1 better. I like Dancing All Night better. I like 2 Duology better, 3 better, 4 better. I haven't even played Scramble and Tactica. I have them, but that's how not into 5 I am. I just didn't jive with the characters, and I like some of the songs, but honestly, I didn't really jive with the music. So the first half of the concert was all Persona 5 music, and I was like, yeah, this is music. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some like Rivers in the Desert, good song. I was bopping to it. I was like, okay, here we go. Because the guitars they had there on that song specifically was shredding. But this gets to my point where this concert was a massive disappointment. And the second I walked out, I asked my wife, I was like, what would you rate that? And I think she said 7 out of 10. And I said, as a Persona fan, 3 out of 10. And 2 days later, after the concert, I'd give it a 4. It was a 4 out of 10. That concert in America, the Persona Awakenings live, and I hope to God someone is listening from Atlas, 4 out of 10. Because how in the world, and this is important. This is important. We're going to pause this right here. How in the world do you have a Persona live concert and you don't have any instruments? What are you thinking? And this is not the first time they've done it, because when I looked up their previous concert and I said it was basically the same, it is basically the same. Where it's a recording of the music. You have the live singer. So like Lynn was there. Lotus Juice was there. The new chick for 3 was there. But then everything else is a recording. And they had the guitarist, I forget his name, but Lotus Juice was introducing him, and I know he's kind of a bigger guy in the series. He was there like half the time, maybe. It was very strange and weird. Like, he started with Lynn, and it's just those two on stage starting. And the music plays, and it's like, okay, I know there's a guitar in here live somewhere because I see him playing, but then the track is playing over it, so how do I know what's actually from the guitar? And then is the guitar playing on the track too, and is he synced up with the guitar? Did they get an instrumental without guitar and now he's live? I doubt that, so it probably is just playing together. And Lynn's there, singing. She sounds good. She's good. She's a good singer. And that's it. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Where's the band? Now, I know to some people, it doesn't fucking matter. Who cares where the band is? I'm here to listen to Persona music. I'm here to hear the singers live. As someone who goes to concerts, I go to concerts probably 3 or 4 times a year. I'm not even like a mega concert person. But I go to orchestras and rock concerts and music festivals when I can 3 or 4 times a year at minimum. That was probably the worst concert I've ever been to. Because what the hell are you thinking? We're going to play a recording of the instruments at a live performance. What the fuck is that? And the guitarist leaves halfway through. All of the Persona 3 songs, he's just gone. And it's strange because the spot's still there and the chords are hanging out from there, but he's not there. And it's like, what the hell is this? And I can't prove this, but there is one song. I don't know what the song is, but I do. It's one of the endings. It's the ending song. I think. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know which one it is. But there's one song where the Persona 3 girl, I'm sorry, I don't know her name because I've listened to the music that was old and it was kind of hard listening to the new girl because I have these live versions of the old lady burned into my brain. But I'm not docking for that at all. I understand, new singer, she did great. And I want to preface just again, all the singers did great. When Lotus Juice went on stage, I was chanting his name. I'm like, fuck yeah. It's Lotus Juice. I've waited so long for this. And he killed it. He did great. Lynn was great. The other lady, she did great. Except there was one song where she was singing. And then there's this part where it's like an electronic-y voice. I don't know how to describe it. And if I knew the song, I would tell you it. But she was 1,000% lip syncing. 1,000%. I even turned to my wife and said, watch her this time. Because the sound from the recording, it has the auto-tune on it. But she's over there saying it, but it's auto-tuned. So I'm like, okay, now they're fake singing for some of the songs. They're fake playing instruments. Those aren't there. They had dancers. Both sets, they had 3 dancers for 5 and 3 dancers for 3. It felt more like a dancing performance than a fucking live concert. Which the dancing was great, but I didn't go there to see dancers. And look up, I beg you, if you're a new fan, if you've never seen this, if this was your first concert, look up Persona Live 2019. Because you will see a fucking orchestra. They have trumpets come out. They have live drums, live guitar, live bass, live other percussion things. They have like 10 dancers. I'm not even saying we needed all that. But what I'm saying is, what I was saying from the get-go, it felt like this was thrown together. It felt like this was half-baked. What's the cheapest, easiest shit that we can do? Do you even want to buy a stand for the glow sticks? Nah, just have a cardboard box. And a guy's out there saying, hey, glow sticks for sale. Should we get a live band? No. It costs too much money. Too much money. Let's not do that. You're going to come in during the rant? You're going to come in during the rant. We're recording right now.
I'm sorry.
What about your phone? That's not your phone. This is the charger.
I didn't say phone. I never said phone.
There you go. Yeah, it's live. Welcome in. Welcome out. Goodbye. There she goes. She's scared. She's already caught live. Getting my train of thought back. Half-baked. That's what it felt like. This whole thing felt half-baked. Let's not actually put money into things. Let's reuse the set from over a year ago. I understand that Shoji Mejuro. Oh my gosh, how do you say his name? Shoji Mejuro? I think that's his name. I understand that he left Atlas. But I also understand that he still works with Atlas and still makes music for Atlas. He made music for Metaphor, Rio Fantasio. And even if he can't come, you can get someone to play guitar. You can get someone to play drums. I've been to plenty of bands where the original members are not all there anymore. I've been to Panic at the Disco concerts before they retired. The band's not the original. It was not. Brandon was. But the rest of it, he wasn't just gonna go back. Sorry guys, put it on track 3 and I'll sing to it, and that's all you get. No, that's stupid. And what makes this even worse is that it was so fucking expensive. It was so fucking expensive for what it was. And we paid for it. We paid hundreds of dollars for almost at the top row. The people down below, I hope that this is everything they wanted and they did not care about the live band, because they paid over $5,000 at least, if not more. And don't even get started on hotel and flights and food and all that stuff. We'll just push it out. We're just talking about ticket pricing. The tickets were fucking expensive. And what'd you get from it? You got 3 dancers. Half the time you got a guitar and a singer who maybe wasn't even singing the whole time. And again, it was just that one lady on that one song. The auto-tune part, her mouth was moving. There's no way she was on the fly auto-tuned. So yeah, that's why this concert was a 4 out of 10 for me. And you know what? Maybe no one's going to listen to this. Maybe no one's going to watch this video, and maybe no one cares. Maybe I'm the only one that cares. But I care because I've seen what it can be. And I'm a fan of the series, and I'm a fan of these live shows specifically. And it was amazing seeing Lotus Juice perform. It was great seeing Lynn perform. Even though I don't really like the music, her performance was fantastic. And I would love to see performances of Persona 4, Persona Arena, Persona Dancing, Persona Q, whatever all the other ones are. But not like this. Not half-assed. Not Sega Atlas cheaping out at every turn to make it as profitable as possible. When I go to the Final Fantasy orchestras, the tickets aren't $300, $500. They're $50. They're $60. And yeah, maybe you can say, well, they tour. They have a lot more shows. Atlas could have done that too. There's nowhere that they say, we have to make this a 2-day event. They don't have to do that. It's a choice. So they can make it limited. So they can charge you an assload of money, and you have to get it, because when else are you going to do it? What other opportunity are you going to get? We don't have to put that much effort into it, because you're going to take what you can get. We did. But that doesn't mean I have to be okay with it. That doesn't mean I have to say this was the best thing ever. So many people saying on Twitter, an amazing time, best performance ever. I cried. I'm happy for you. But you should expect more from the $1 million corporation. You should expect more from these people who are charging you so much money for this stuff. If you go to a concert, you should expect a real band. But again, maybe no one will watch this, so who cares? But I had to give my thoughts out for it. If you did watch this video all the way through, let me know how you feel about it in the comments. If you went, maybe you just completely disagree, and that's fine. Let me state right now, this is my opinion. I'm not saying this for everyone, but this is my opinion. But I can say, when I was walking out, I was telling my wife about this, and there were people around me saying, yeah, I agree. It was weird that there wasn't a band. I didn't really like that. Expect more. That's all I got for today, though. I love Persona. Okay, let me just reiterate one more time. The performers were great. When the guitarist was out there playing, he was amazing. When the singers were singing, they were amazing. When the dancers were fantastic. Like, it was almost like they were performing a drama alongside dance routines too, because there's like acting in it and performance and stuff like that. They were all great. I don't think this is a creative thing. I think this is 1,000% a corporate budget thing. 1,000%. I don't think Lotus Juice is up there being like, I don't want to sing that much. Or, God, I wish her name, but the Persona 3 girl is up there saying like, no, I don't want to sing for real. I don't believe that at all. I think these are all choices that people made. Someone said, nope, play the auto-tune part. Just pretend to sing at that part. Why would you do that? So, anyways. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.